Welcome back to The Explainer. I'm so thrilled you're tuning in today because we're tackling a topic that is literally transforming commercial interior design from the inside out. Look, if you want to position yourself as the absolute go-to expert in sustainable spaces, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down the definitive 2026 guide from East Coast Mural Pros on eco-friendly and sustainable wall murals. As offices, schools, and healthcare facilities push harder and harder toward truly green interiors, we're seeing a massive shift in how we think about what goes on our walls. So let's get right to it and elevate your spaces. First things first, let's clearly define what actually qualifies as an eco-friendly wall mural in 2026. This isn't just a marketing buzzword anymore, folks. It has a very strict definition. A truly eco-friendly wall mural means absolutely no PVC, no harmful solvents, and zero adhesive waste. None of it. Instead, the real gold standard utilizes low or zero-VOC water-based inks that are applied directly to the wall itself. No vinyl film, no backing paper. It's a completely reimagined process that entirely eliminates the traditional waste cycle. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The wall graphic blind spot. 2. The vinyl sustainability problem. 3. Direct-to-wall printing explained. 4. Comparing wall mural options. And finally, 5. The expert's vetting checklist. Section 1. The wall graphic blind spot. Scrutinizing our walls. You know, there is a massive blind spot right now in the interior design and facilities management industries. For years, we've heavily scrutinized our flooring, we've demanded low VOC paints, right? But wall graphics? They've somehow completely flown under the radar. Traditional murals rely heavily on hard-to-recycle PVC and these thick, heavy adhesives. Because PVC is rarely recycled in these applications, these legacy materials secretly generate immense amounts of waste that inevitably just sit in a landfill. Identifying this blind spot is the very first step to fixing it. Moving to Section 2, the vinyl sustainability problem, the life cycle of waste. Okay, let's dive into this. Why exactly is vinyl such a massive sustainability problem? It is so crucial we rethink the materials we've been specifying for years, mostly because the environmental cost is just staggering. When we look closely at traditional adhesive vinyl and standard wallpapers, we realize that the core materials themselves, the PVC, the chemical pastes, the solvent-based inks, are fundamentally at odds with modern green building targets. Just think about this destructive life cycle for a second. Step 1, the PVC film is manufactured. Step 2, it's printed using these harsh solvent inks. Step 3, it gets plastered onto a wall with heavy paste or adhesives. And step 4, the end of its life. Often after just a few years, once that vinyl inevitably starts to bubble or peel, the film, the backing, and the adhesive are all scraped off and dumped straight into a landfill. And here's the absolute worst part. Every single time a graphic is refreshed, this wasteful cycle repeats itself. New material in, old material out to the trash. For institutions refreshing multiple walls across various locations, that waste adds up incredibly fast. Section 3. Direct-to-wall printing explained, the zero-waste alternative. So the crucial point is how this direct-to-wall technology completely bypasses that traditional waste cycle. Let's look at the mechanics here because it's actually fascinating. First, it is entirely PVC-free. Second, it utilizes water-based low or zero VOC inks. Third, there is absolutely no adhesive backing, no vinyl film, and no offcuts to throw away. The ink is applied directly onto the wall. And fourth, it creates a highly durable, cleanable, scuff-resistant finish that bonds right into the surface. There are no seams or adhesive edges to fail. This is a game changer for indoor air quality too. Without those solvent-based materials, there's less off-gassing and no lingering fumes. You can literally install this in a school, a hospital, or an office, and the space can be back in use almost immediately. Now, a lot of people hear eco-friendly, and they instantly worry that they're going to have to sacrifice aesthetic quality. But look at this number, 600 plus. Direct-to-wall printing still achieves stunning, photorealistic detail at 600 plus DPI. You are getting absolutely brilliant, high-definition art on your walls, but without any of the environmental guilt. You absolutely do not have to compromise on visual impact to hit your sustainability targets. Section 4. Comparing wall mural options, side-by-side analysis. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate difference at the end of a mural's life. Think about the traditional vinyl method. It's purely strip and replace. You're ripping down sheets of plastic and throwing them straight in the trash. But the direct-to-wall eco-friendly method, it's simply paint over and reprint. Because the ink is applied directly to the wall, when it's time for a change, you literally just paint over the surface like you would any normal wall, and you're immediately ready to print a brand new design. It turns your wall into a completely reusable canvas. Let's walk through this comparison matrix from East Coast Mural Pros to really see how these options stack up side by side. Looking at the material factor, vinyl gives you PVC film and a backing paper, while direct-to-wall is PVC-free ink right on the wall. Under inks, vinyl often relies on solvent-based inks, whereas the direct-to-wall method uses modern water-based low-VOC inks. And the real kicker, adhesive waste. Vinyl means film and paste goes straight to the landfill. Direct-to-wall, none, zero adhesive waste. I mean, this is the ultimate proof of why this industry shift is happening so fast. Summarizing the overarching benefits of making this switch really highlights the true value proposition here. We're looking at a dramatically lower environmental impact, with way less landfill waste. We get much healthier indoor air, which is an absolute must in education and healthcare spaces. It directly supports green building certifications. These PVC-free, low-VOC materials actually help facilities document and hit those rigorous sustainability targets. And finally, because they don't bubble, they don't peel, and you just paint over them instead of paying for a full teardown and replacement, they are highly cost-effective over time. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, the expert's vetting checklist, what to ask a provider. To weed out the greenwashing from the true sustainable solutions, here are the exact cheat code questions you need to ask any potential provider to establish yourself as an expert. 1. Are your murals completely PVC-free? 2. What inks do you use? Are they water-based and zero-VOC? 3. Is there any adhesive or backing that goes to a landfill? 4. How exactly is the mural refreshed or removed at the end of its life? And 5. Can the finish be cleaned safely without harsh chemicals? Any provider who is truly focused on sustainability will be able to answer these questions clearly, confidently, and without hesitation. I want to reiterate this core thesis from East Coast Mural Pros because it just hits the nail on the head. Eco-friendly murals deliver the same photoreal impact as traditional graphics without the PVC, solvents, and adhesive waste. It perfectly encapsulates the reality of 2026 interior design. You really can have both stunning, high-performance aesthetics and deep, meaningful sustainability. You just have to know how to choose the right process. So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Look around your own spaces today. Look at the walls in your offices, your schools, your hospitals. Do your current wall graphics truly align with your facility's sustainability goals? Or are they part of that hidden blind spot, just waiting to become tomorrow's landfill waste? Armed with a solid understanding of direct-to-wall printing, you now have the insider knowledge to make a genuinely sustainable choice. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see how you transform your spaces.